This one I know a little bit about. I guess we can watch about it. This is from like current news, so it could be interesting. I know like in Myanmar there's like some big conflict um, between like rebels and like the main the government. And I think I had seen a video where like it said that the rebels have already controlled like a big portion of the country or something. Um, so yeah, I guess let's see what this is about. Can these Gen Z rebels win Myanmar's brutal civil war? By Channel 4.
A Gen Z guerrilla army.
It's such an almost disrespectful way to describe someone fighting, like a Gen Z rebel. That sounds like a freaking meme.
And dying for democracy.
Damn.
They're outgunned by Myanmar's ruthless military dictatorship.
Wow.
But it's the regime that's in retreat. Towns, border posts, even cities are falling after an unprecedented rebel offensive.
I always feel bad how much there's like a lot of conflict always going on. Like I think there's like 20 wars between normal wars and civil war going on right now. In a lot of time in smaller country like Myanmar, right? So I kind of feel bad I don't really know about it for the most part. Obviously I'm sometimes like my head is so stuck into the stuff I'm into, like, anime, manga, video games. That's like most of the news that I actually get, so I tend to be very out of current world news.
We're traveling secretly into Myanmar to visit newly liberated territory.
Respect.
Meeting young rebels building their own weapons in jungle camps. Just as Myanmar's brutal army tries to regain its lost ground.
Whoa.
Oh shit!
Oh shit in there.
A rare glimpse of a deadly conflict, ignored by most of the world. We're in Karenni State, along Myanmar's eastern border.
Looks cool.
90% of it is now held by the resistance. This is its largest city, Loikor.
It's not a good state, huh?
We're with rebel fighters from the Karenni Nationalities Defense Force. They're showing us just how much of the city they now control.
Okay, they're starting to run.
Regime snipers are still a threat. Moving in open ground is risky. We're in bulletproof vests. Cobra.
I was gonna say right away, this is like the kind of journalist that you respect, right? Like going to this kind of conflict zone to report on what's going on. That's the kind of people you respect. And cameraman.
Wears flip-flops and shorts.
If they see us, so they shoot like 40mm. So this is very good cover.
Resistance fighters swept through Loikor last year during a loosely coordinated nationwide offensive that saw 55 towns fall into rebel hands.
Okay. Sounds
6
like
months
a lot.
on, the skulls of dead soldiers still lie in the streets.
That's fucked up, huh?
This is one of the most advanced positions that Myanmar's resistance forces are currently holding in any city right now. And it looks likely that this place, Loikor, is going to be the first state capital they'll take full control of.
At the front line, the regime are pinned down to just a handful of locations. The closest is only 100 meters away from us.
Okay, damn. Bro.
For now in Loikor, it's a tense stalemate.
In front of that guy is me.
Cobra, a martial arts fighter turned rebel commander, says they need more weapons and bullets if they're to seize full control of the city.
I wish they explained a little bit like what the conflict is about, I'm guessing it's the government, doing messed up stuff. Probably a leader that, like doesn't really step down or tries to take full control or something like that. If they had a democracy or something, I don't know.
What did they have that you don't have?
They have like jet fighter. They have big track. Like they have tank. A lot of they have a lot of big mortar, and then we only have the spirit. Jet fighter. They have big track. Like they have tank. A lot of they have a lot of big mortar. And then we only have the spirit, we have a spirit.
Regular people.
That's why we're fighting.
The revolution didn't begin as an armed insurgency.
Okay.
It started out with peaceful protests against a military coup that brought an end
it's a
to
coup.
a brief period of democratic rule.
I see.
A bloody crackdown forced protesters to flee to the jungles, joining forces with ethnic militias who've long fought for greater autonomy. This is who they're fighting against.
Okay,
a
explain.
reviled military regime supported by Russia and China that seized power 3 years ago. The rebels are funded by donations. The regime has a $2 billion defense budget.
I don't...
The resistance
Okay.
might not have
So
fighter
just a video.
jets, but they are creating their own air force, customizing commercial drones.
Of course, of course.
In an underground bunker on a secret base, the units show off their most recent successes, striking dozens of targets across the country every month. Drones have become one of the most effective and
it's the same in
deadly
Ukraine, right?
tools
Like,
for the
drones are crazy
under-equipped
these days.
rebels. Above ground, in a makeshift workshop, Kokant is repairing one of the unit's most powerful models.
It is a
It's meant
very
to be
big
used
drone.
for spraying crops. Now it's being fitted with mortars.
We need from the airstrike, like an enemy use the airstrike also.
But you don't have planes.
Yeah, we don't have plane.
You have these.
Where's the
We
ocean?
only have the drone.
Behind him, a 3D printer is producing weapon
They have a
parts
3D printer.
using templates found online.
Okay.
This is a revolution powered by innovation and idealism.
That is crazy.
Kokant used to work in digital marketing in Yangon before
Alright.
joining peaceful protests.
We just request to them, give back our life, give back our future. But they didn't listen. They want everything in Myanmar, you know. That is not fair.
Yeah.
Because we don't want it. We don't want it. We want the freedom.
Fair enough.
Suddenly, the sound of explosions send us running for cover. Artillery shells land close by.
How close was that, do you think?
Not really too far.
Once the threat is cleared, the drone unit begin preparing for their next mission
Yeah, the drone is
by test
massive.
flying their newly repaired drone. They're hoping to strike the military's remaining strongholds in Loikor.
Akomaloof.
So far, a jamming system has prevented them operating inside the city. But the commander tells me they think they've just discovered a way past it.
What's your mission going to be?
It's going to be the drone strike to the largest command center in the current state. So
All right.
we have very narrow chance to do it right now, and we have to, give everything we have to make it successful.
Before they leave, Kokant shows us his tattoos. Revolution is literally carved across his hands. His body, a tribute to his struggle for freedom,
Okay.
a peaceful future he's willing to kill and die for. The unit are heading out to Loikor.
So you'd say like
Will
gang
be
tattoo,
one
but
of
it's
their
actually like
most
militia
daring
tattoo or
operations
rebel
ever.
tattoo. Fair enough. Huh? Oof.
For now, Myanmar's army still controls the skies,
Yeah,
carrying
I mean,
out thousands of strikes.
like the problem is like the rebels won't really get help. Like I guess they get donation as they said and stuff like that, but they won't get any massive help from other country, right? So, they're still considered rebels per se. So I think I don't know the full situation, but it might be a miracle if they actually win and really take over the country.
And it's often ordinary civilians who they target.
With the military largely pinned back to their bases, they've been lashing out at areas they can't control with airstrikes. This was one on a school that was packed with children at the time. You can still see
Why is school?
their drawings up on the wall there, their textbooks scattered across the floor.
Teachers and pupils had dug a trench here, knowing the regime has a history of striking schools and hospitals.
That's
It
insane.
wasn't enough. 4 children were killed.
Rest in peace.
Amongst the victims, Dorhe Blumu's 13-year-old son. His younger siblings survived, but are too afraid to go back to school.
Yeah. That is cool. That's so fucked up.
We drive through neighborhoods.
I'm sure if you ask them, like, why did you target school or something, they'd say, you know, the school is hiding rebels or something. Like, come on.
Used to rubble in a resistance stronghold south of Loikor. Despite the regime's atrocities, the resistance has received no international assistance. What they do have is...
I don't think they, like, at least officially, I don't think, like, any country would support, like, rebels directly. They would probably condemn the, you know, the coup and, you know, all that, but I don't think they would support the rebel directly, is the thing, so they're probably not gonna get that much, you know, assistance, no matter what.
Genuine popular support. At a rebel training camp, we meet the latest batch of young recruits. In just 1 month's time, they'll be sent into battle. Their weapons and ammunition largely bought on the black market.
Alright.
Overseeing them is Commander Maui, nicknamed after a Disney character.
Okay.
He used to be an organic farmer. Now he helps lead a force of around 10,000 men and women.
Are you frustrated there hasn't been more international support for your struggle?
They are kind of like forgotten us. Even like we are fighting same value, same society, which is democracy. We are not asking for something.
I think the problem is obvious though, like they said earlier, because Russia and China is the one backing the regime. So any country trying to help the rebels is gonna basically be, be against China and Russia directly, which would cause even more trouble on the world stage. So that's probably why no one is doing anything.
We are just like the people in America, the people in Europe. We are the same. We all are human.
Do you think you can do it by yourself?
We, the people of Myanmar, are not waiting. With or without international support, we must go. We must end this war.
But this war doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. The resistance control more than half the country. The regime holds its biggest cities and is trying to win back lost territory.
That's already pretty good if they manage to take half the country where they have they have no tanks, they have no planes, etc, etc, right? Like, they're not doing too bad, but I guess they're mostly taking the countryside, which is probably easier.
Over the course of our trip, we see a change unfold on the battlefield.
We're on our way to Loikor again. In just the week that we've been here, there's been a shift in dynamics, and around 600 soldiers from the military, accompanied by tanks, trying to break through resistance positions to the north of the city and make their way into it.
At the rebel base, we find the drone unit.
Hi, how you doing?
They've just retreated here after being redeployed to try hold back the regime's advance on Loikor.
These 2 days have been very rough, and we've been covering 2 front lines.
Kant, the commander, shows me videos of what happened. After repeatedly striking the military, the regime's own drone unit begins hunting them. The rebels are chased by 3 different drones.
It's terrifying.
Explosions ring out.
Oh shit!
They hide beneath trees.
I've seen some YouTube video before, of the drone stuff in Ukraine already, and it is terrifying. It's a very different side to warfare, right? Like before, you were already scared of stuff coming from the sky. It could be plane, bombs, mortar, all that kind of stuff. But now you've got drones that are literally they see you, they chase you, someone is controlling them. It must be another type of fear to see a drone. If you don't manage to shoot it, it's definitely getting you because the guy can just follow you. It's terrifying.
The attack lasts 2 terrifying hours. Somehow, they all emerge unhurt, eventually retreating to Loikor. Now in the city,
Lucky.
as regime reinforcements close in, there's been an upsurge in fighting. We're traveling to an industrial zone on the city's edge. A counter-offensive looks imminent, and the regime troops stationed here are already growing bolder. The resistance fighters, though, remain defiant.
Yeah.
လုံးဝမပြီးဖို့ကိုကိုရိုင်းကလည်းတလန်လန်ပြီးပြီဆိုတော့ပြန်နောက်ဆုတ်ဖို့ကတော့လုံးဝမရှိဘူးရအောင်ထိမ့်မယ်နောက်ဆုံးကြည်စံနောက်ဆုံးလက်နက်ထိရအောင်ကျွန်တော်ထိမ့်ပါမယ်
With a
I'm gonna
fresh
say how they
battle-
win. Obviously, like this is a very short video, and I don't know enough about the conflict, the details, the reason, or anything, right? But you know, with this presentation at least, I'd say yeah, I hope they can win and bring back democracy and everything to the country.
For Loikor on the horizon, the drone unit has been called into action.
Is this a PlayStation
They
joystick?
identify troop
Controller?
movements.
No. Looks like it, a little bit.
It's a large military outpost, maybe 80 soldiers inside. So they decide to launch an attack.
Alright.
They're going to use the drone they tested a few days ago. One of their largest bombs. With the regime now on the front foot, this would be a significant success for the rebels.
Yeah.
The
Wow.
unit has never managed to get past the army's jammers in Loikor before. Kant, the commander, watches on from a smaller scouting drone. The attack drone seems to be flying steadily. But then
Is it
something
gonna
goes wrong.
Shut down.
တက်လို့မရပြန်ထွက်လာလားဟိုတရားနေဆက်တက်တယ်မရှိသေး
Yeah.
တက်နိုင်တော့
Damn.
တက်ပါတယ်အင်းတယ်ကြည့်ပြရှိတယ်
They manage to fly the drone back to base and start preparing for another attempt. But then they hear something flying above us.
Oh shit.
So the scouting airplane is coming. You guys can drive and leave.
drive and leave
Can the drone commander just told us that
Yeah,
their
I'd
position
be
is being
scared.
compromised? They're expecting heavy
respect to
incoming
this journalist.
artillery fire. Then we have to leave straight away.
The young rebels are brave and have achieved more than many ever expected.
Half the country is pretty good.
This is still a David versus Goliath struggle. Deep inside the hills of Karenni State, a reminder of the bloody price they're paying.
Yeah.
18-year-old Benedetto was killed in Loikor yesterday, less than a year after signing up. He dropped out of school to join the resistance.
Damn.
အားပေးတယ်ကဟုတ်ဆိုရဲသူ့လည်းအားပေးတယ်သူလည်းဝန်တာတယ်အဖေလည်းဝန်တာပါတယ်လင်းနဲ့ပဲကင်မယ်ဒီလိုကောင်းတယ်တိုင်းပြည်ပြလုံးမယ်
That's
A
so
local
freaking sad.
boy from a humble farming family. He'll be buried in a cemetery that already holds the graves of dozens of resistance fighters.
You lost a lot of men?
Yes, we lost a lot of men.
Cobra, the commander from Loikor, served with many of them.
When you see all the sacrifices so many young people are making, does it make you think perhaps we should stop fighting?
We should not stop because of
On the other hand, like I think it's like that in most conflict, like the more people you lose, often, well, it depends, right? Like if it's the scale of like the World War, right? Like they reached a point, like in World War I, for example, like Russia lost so many people that it really reached a point where people wanted to stop. Maybe not everybody, but you know, enough that you know they signed the armistice. But then, like in conflict like this, yeah, like there's the, you know, what I often mention in smaller context, the sunk cost fallacy, right? Where where is this going on? Myanmar. Where you know, like they've already lost so many people, so they can't give up now. The sacrifice will be in vain. Like there's that mentality.
you will see, you know, all of these guys give their life. We are fighting for our future, fighting for our young age, you know. We will keep going for sure.
All right. I mean,
There are prayers and tears as Benedetto is laid to rest in the ground. His dreams for a new future that so many young men and women here are fighting for will live on.
Okay, it's definitely a conflict I need to learn more about, yeah. What a mess though, what a mess. I mean, again, yeah, like I think the problem is, you know, like because there's Russia and China's involvement behind like the regime, I don't see any country, you know, like even if they say they support the rebels, they wouldn't like directly help them by supplying them with weapons, troop or anything. I think that won't happen. So it's either the rebels will like manage to win on their own, or it's just not gonna happen, I feel like. So yeah, that sounds messed up. Yeah, that sounds messed up, yeah. Yeah. This is some great reporting. Again, respect for the guy going over there, like, good stuff. Okay, well, that's kind of sad. I mean, I love like history video about stuff from a while ago, and you know, you can feel sad about it, but at least it was a while ago. But watching stuff from like recent time gives you a very different view on things, I guess, is what I would say. It's like it's literally happening right now. Like as I'm talking, there might be people fighting in that country, dying. Yeah, it's something. But again, there's like literally like 20 wars and civil wars going on in the world right now. And obviously this is a much smaller country, so I guess, yeah, the world, for like different reasons, doesn't get involved. That's really what it is.